6 months ago, I quit my job to pursue my dream, to build my best and most creative life. And a really big part of that was starting a YouTube channel. My main focus with this channel was to help others through sharing my skills and my knowledge and my experience, basically everything I've learned thus far in my creative career. But what I didn't expect was just how much this journey would end up helping me. In this video, I'm sharing 5 unexpected ways that starting my YouTube channel has literally changed my life. Because if starting a channel or chasing a creative dream is something you've had on the back burner, I hope that me sharing my honest insights can help you get in there and get after it. So, the biggest and definitely the most unexpected thing that's happened since starting my YouTube channel has been being able to see myself so clearly and in a way that I've never seen myself before. Whenever I sit down to come up with video ideas, I'm always thinking of you, the viewer. Is there something that I can help you with that maybe you're struggling with and I've overcome it before? Or maybe there's some advice or insights I could give you to help you carry on and keep on going. But after all the planning and filming and editing is done, I always watch my video back just one time before I post it. And that is when something just so strange happens every time I do this. When I rewatch my video, I feel like the girl on the screen is literally talking to me. It kind of feels like I'm giving myself the exact advice that I needed to hear in that moment. Like for my Dear Artist, You're Doing Better Than You Think video, I wrote that script with the intention of helping beginner artists and painters through those like uncomfortable phases of starting something new. And I gave like practical tips for how to do that. But after I watched the video back, I realized that I was kind of talking to myself, but not as a beginner artist, as a beginner YouTuber who's trying to make videos that aren't exactly aligning with the vision that I see in my head. And I was kind of giving myself advice for going through those painful growing pains. The only way I can describe it is like getting a really big hug from yourself that you didn't know that you wanted, but you like desperately needed. Because by making a video, I wasn't only validating my feelings, I was like watching them play out in real time. It's a weird phenomenon where you're like listening to yourself talk and watching yourself go through these emotions. And somehow you come out of this viewing experience like having empathy for the person that you see on screen, which just so happens to be yourself. Through this process, I have learned so much more about myself than journaling or painting or therapy has ever taught me. And I've grown to breathe a little easier and forgive myself more. And that's definitely an unexpected benefit that I never thought making art videos alone in my bedroom would have brought me. So oftentimes people see my videos and they think I'm just like chatting to the camera and it's so effortless and comes second nature. But the truth is, talking to the camera really takes a lot out of me. Like, I wouldn't describe myself as a shy person, but I definitely am an introvert and I get socially drained pretty easily. Even just a trip to the grocery store will like run my social battery out and I really only talk to like 1 or 2 people. So while I'm technically alone in my bedroom filming these videos, it still feels like I'm having a deep one-on-one vulnerable conversation with someone I've never met before. And just like emotionally, that can be a lot. Sometimes I have to hype myself up so I can even just hit record. And then there's other days where I just decide I need to clean out the entire fridge because I'm procrastinating so bad because I don't want to get on camera that day. And then just before I hit publish, like without fail, every single time I completely panic. And I convince myself that this video idea was a bad idea and it's really dumb and I was too emotional during it, or too awkward, or too silly, or I shared too much, and that no one is going to watch it, or worse, if they do watch it, they'll hate it, and then they'll tell me in the comments how much they hate it. But I persevere and I press publish. You may not have noticed this, but the first 4 people to comment on my videos are always my dad, my mom, my boyfriend, and my stepmom. Partly because they love me and they want to support my dreams, but partly because I text them the video link and ask them if they will comment on my video because I'm scared no one else is gonna say anything and it'll be really awkward and weird. But once a person who I'm not related to or in love with comments and says they liked the video or it helped them get through something or they feel seen or less alone, that is when I take a huge breath and everything that I've done so far just feels totally worth it. Because, yeah, it's really scary to put yourself out there on YouTube. You can't control how people will perceive you or your art or your videos or your opinions. But every time I hit upload, I get just a little bit braver and my heart feels so much lighter. Another unexpected benefit of me starting my YouTube channel that has honestly brought me so much joy has been getting closer with my family. Like I said, every time I press publish, I text my family a link, usually with a message that's like, hey, I hope your day is going good. I just wanted to let you know I posted a new video and I would really love to know what you think. But what started as me just sending a weekly text soon turned into something a lot more meaningful. Those weekly texts turned into phone calls, and those phone calls usually had really lovely and meaningful conversation about stuff that we don't typically talk about. And without realizing it, I kind of started bringing them into this creative world that I've had for years because they've always known me, Sam, but they've never known like artist Sam because as a child and a teenager, and even in my early adult years, I was not an artist. And it wasn't until I grew up and moved away and was living on my own that I became an artist. So they don't necessarily know the inner workings of all that's going on in my little art world. But art isn't just how I've earned a living for the past 15 years, it's how I process the world around me and connect with other people, and it's where I find the most joy in my life. And through creating these videos, it's kind of created an opportunity for me to speak freely about the things that I love or that I'm interested in or what's on my mind or kind of convey these internal struggles that I go through sometimes as an artist or a creative person. And now I've had some of the most honest and loving and supportive conversations with my family, all because of videos that I almost didn't publish. And I think that's the magic of this whole YouTube thing. When you show up as yourself, even just alone in your bedroom, you kind of give other people a chance to get to know the real, authentic you. And that has been one of the most meaningful gifts that I just did not see coming. It's one thing to know how to draw and paint and how to make art, but it's a completely whole other thing to learn how to teach it. Before YouTube, it would take me about an hour to make a piece, and then I would just move on to the next art piece. But now, if I make a piece, I slow down and I think, could this be helpful to someone? I ask myself, like, what made this piece so successful? Or why did I choose these colors? Or was there a part of the process that I think other people may not know about that can help them? What used to be a 1 hour painting process has now turned into like a week-long process where I distill everything down and synthesize what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and how I can teach it. And then I start scripting and filming and editing and designing the thumbnail and just doing all of this other work that goes into creating a YouTube video. And then figuring out how to package all of that information so someone can hopefully watch it and learn something from it and maybe be inspired by it. That process of slowing down, noticing my choices, and articulating them has made me not only a better teacher, but also a better artist. And I really just did not expect that from making videos about sharing my art process, but it's been one of the best surprises. So this last one is actually kind of huge. For years, starting a YouTube channel was the dream that I just I kept putting it off. I would watch other artists do it and build these communities, and I would support them and believe in them and cheer them on, but all the while I was hiding in the shadows and telling myself that maybe I don't have what it takes to get this thing done. Eventually, I just started to think that this life that I have dreamt of just wasn't in the cards for me. That I'd always be the girl just watching from the sidelines and never the one playing the game. But one unexpected benefit from quitting my job and finally betting on myself was that I actually did it. I'm not dreaming about doing it anymore. I'm living it. And it reminds me of this thing that I believe about artists is that there's no good artist and bad artist. There's only people who make art and people who don't make art. And it's kind of the same thing for YouTube. You're either someone who dreams about doing it or you're someone who actually gets in there and does it, even though it's messy and not exactly perfect. But I'm really proud to say that I am someone who just did it. So, no matter how anyone tries to define my success as a YouTuber or how well my channel does, what matters most to me is that I stopped hiding and I stopped waiting. And I'm the one in the arena playing the game now. And oh, what a game it has been. So yeah, I thought that starting a YouTube channel would be about learning how to edit or how to use a camera, but really it's been so much more than that. It's stretched me, it's challenged me, it's helped me grow, and not just as an artist, but as a person. And even though it's really scary sometimes, I'm really proud of what I've built here. And I'm just so grateful that you're here with me. If you've been wanting to do something that feels just a little bit out of reach, I hope this video reminds you that it's okay to start scared. You don't have to be ready to start or be perfect, you just have to be willing to try. As always, thank you so much for hanging out and chatting with me. I really love our little talks and I look forward to them so much. So thank you for being here and thank you for supporting this little YouTube channel. All right, you guys, I'll see you in the next video.